Welcome to Conscious Cuisine Conversations. I'm your host, Shamicka, and today we have a fabulous guest. I'm going to call her Gigi, but on Instagram, she goes by Gigi the Thrive Guide. Gigi Thrive Guide. So I'm going to have her introduce herself, and we're going to get into this whole content creating space, all the foodie questions, experiences, all of that. So thank you for joining us, and can you introduce yourself?
Yes, thank you so much for having me. So yes, I'm Bernice. I am the Belle Dame from West Palm Beach, Florida. Belle Dame means pretty girl, pretty woman in Creole. And so yeah, I guess I could say more so, I would describe myself as a foodie experiences influencer and creator, and even blogger, because I do a little bit of writing here and there too. I have my background in public relations. Go Gators! Graduated from the University of Florida, class of COVID, unfortunately.
Wait, what's class of COVID? 2020, 2021?
Yes, class of 2020. I didn't get to walk down the stage.
Y'all did virtual? Not even virtual?
Not even. I just say, you know what? Thank y'all. Send the diploma. Send the diploma my way, and that's it. Because I had a whole thing planned. Because I wanted to celebrate, but it is what it is. But yeah.
So you got your degree in public relations in 2020. We're in 2024 now. What have you been doing since then?
Since then, I had been working in sales because unfortunately a couple of opportunities that I thought would be available still did not fall through due to the pandemic, unfortunately. So I started off working in sales for a major snack food company with Frito-Lay. And it was a great experience, but it was more so in management and managing older individuals, and that was probably the most stressful job ever.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you that. So you graduated in 2020. When did you start that job?
In 2020, yeah.
What? You got a job the same year?
Same
in
year.
South Florida?
Same year in Miami. So I left Gainesville, Florida, where there's not much over there, to Miami.
Yeah.
And I did not like it at all. I'm like, it's too many people here. It's crazy. Everybody speaks Spanish. I don't speak Spanish.
Yeah. So you mentioned about, I guess, an age difference because you were young. How old were you when you graduated college? 20.
Ooh, I'm 25 now.
Yeah.
So I'm not good at math. So let's see, 21?
21? Yeah, about 21.
Yeah.
So you were a manager at 21 years old, managing people that may have been older than you. How was that? They didn't like that.
They didn't really I won't say they didn't respect me, but I was a bit afraid to put my foot down with people who had kids my age.
Oh yeah.
So I didn't like, and they would see me as a boss per se. I had my own office and everything because my role was to really stay on top of their sales, marketing trends, and actually speak with different store managers to make sure our products were in the stores, plus manage their routes, make sure they're not skipping stores, make sure they're filling up the stores. So it was almost like, in a sense, babysitting, if you think about it. So they already didn't like the job. So to have a young girl, only female manager in the entire district in Miami.
And black.
They did not take me seriously at all. So I remember I was fortunate enough to lean on one of the other managers who was actually an African-American man as well. He was black, and he pushed me to learn more. So I stayed for a little bit, but I eventually, took a leave and had to go because, I feel like it was a lot of good, I guess, learning opportunities from it. Yeah. Because now I kind of know how to be a bit more spoken to people. So I'm a little bit more extroverted than before.
Yeah. And assertive.
Yes. Because I used to have to go into stores and speak to managers that they didn't know about me. Yeah. They would brush me away. Yeah. So I had to kind of put myself in their faces. Yeah. Somehow, some way. Yeah. So it kind of formed and shaped me to who I am today. And now being able to go to all these businesses now, I'm a little bit used to it.
Okay,
because
we're going to get into the businesses. So you say you're from West Palm Beach. So you're a Broward girl.
No,
Oh,
so
where
I'm
you
a
from?
Palm Beach County girl.
Oh, I'm sorry. Palm Beach
Mhm.
is not Broward. Palm Beach. Okay.
No, you're good.
How was that
Same
growing
thing.
up?
I mean, we're better. I'm kidding.
I'm from Miami, so y'all can have that.
I mean, the 561 is better than the 305.
Wait, I was waiting on her.
The
Better than who?
954, the 305.
Girl.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I love Miami now. So, yeah.
How was that
all the
growing up
way.
in Palm Beach? Because I don't really.
I'll say growing up in Palm Beach, it was definitely, how can I describe it? Growing up in Palm Beach was just so laid back.
It's slower pace.
Very slower pace, much more slower for sure.
Are there a lot of Black people there?
There's a lot of Black people, yes. There's a lot of Black people there. Of course, there's a area with more crime versus not as much crime. And the schools I went to were in the areas with crime.
Okay.
So I kind of got to see the best of both, I guess, both worlds in a sense. But yeah, it was laid back for me. I feel like, I don't know, I was more to myself. So I didn't really get into trouble. My parents are traditional Haitians, so they don't play that. You missed the bus.
What does that mean, traditional Haitians?
So like they want their kids to become the best version of themselves possible. So they don't want their kids to go into this world and follow the wrong crowd. And because I've had growing up in my neighborhood, a lot of the kids I used to hang out with, they ended up either locked up, shot.
Oh, wow.
Not finishing school,
pregnant,
getting pregnant multiple times. Yeah. So I feel like being, especially on my particular block, I guess in a sense, beating the odds, you can say, and more so focusing on improving myself and making the world a better place, and also representing my parents and their background, because their parents did not play neither. They want their kids to be on point and not follow the wrong crowd. So yeah, growing up, it was, I guess that I was managed a little bit strict. And if my mom watching this, I used to go across the street with my brother and she would pull up and pick us up because we're hanging out with people she already knew were not good, but we couldn't see that.
Yeah.
Being so young, we riding our bikes. We trying to have fun. We trying to have a lit life.
Yeah.
But they were right.
Wow.
They were right all along.
So you have a sibling, just you and your brother?
Yes. So I have one brother.
Okay.
Only one brother.
Okay. I love brothers. I'm an only girl too.
Yes.
Okay.
I love them.
So you mentioned about the business that you're in. Currently today, what do you currently do? Because I know you're like big on social media. I thought you were a food influencer, which I just learned that's a thing. But you say you're more so like you do food, restaurants, experiences. So how would you describe what you do online on social media?
So I would describe it as being that my name is my business name is ggthriveguide. I would describe it as helping people thrive across the world through new experiences. So whether that's a new trip to a new place they've never been to or I've been to, learning about different cruise hacks, food options to try out. Because there's new things I've tried out, especially being here in Miami, the melting pot. Even things like fried broccoli and, Italian and Cuban influenced dishes. So being able to experience that and share it with individuals who've never experienced it, I feel like that's in a sense a way of thriving, because you're elevating how you eat, you're elevating where you go to and the lifestyle that you live. So it's all that mixed into one. So yeah, I'll say food experiences and travel are the things that I like to focus on the most.
I love that. You mentioned a cruise hack. My dad is on a cruise now. He stay on a cruise. What are some cruise hacks?
Good question. So in terms of a cruise hack, I'll say, for me, I would consider a hack being that people think like you have to have a passport, for example, in which you don't.
Oh, really?
Yes. And knowing that, I know there's a lot of Caribbeans in South Florida who don't have passports, but they do have their documentation to be here permanently. You can use that in an ID to go on a cruise. So that's in a sense, I would consider a hack. maybe I'll get in trouble for saying this, but sneaking on drinks and things, into your suitcases.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple of hacks when it comes to that.
Mm-hmm.
Even price, cuts that you can take
Mm-hmm.
by reaching out to PR individuals who work for these cruise lines, who can give you, a break on certain expenses in exchange.
Do you have that access, or a regular person like me can have that access to, like, reaching out to PRs? Or is that something that you get to do because of your occupation?
So that's something I get to do, but I also have the power to use like links. For example, I have a link for Carnival Cruise Line.
Okay.
Since I recently worked with them, where a person, if they want to book through me, they would save 10%.
Okay.
Just through booking through my link. So that's also a hack too, like finding people who do content like myself and saving a little bit more on your next trip. So.
Oh, nice. Have you been on a cruise?
I have.
So
yes.
you went. Did you work with Carnival? Did you like go on a cruise with Carnival?
So I actually went on a cruise. Well, my first cruise ever was called Bahamas Paradise in West Palm Beach. Many people probably don't know about it, but now it's recreated into Margaritaville at Sea.
Oh, okay.
If you've heard of it.
Yeah.
So it only goes out of West Palm. Of course, it's a older ship. It's a very cheap, quick getaway, a little quick $500 to the Bahamas, 2 nights. They have food, entertainment, drinks, everything. And it's a really good price for 2 nights. And they have specials all the time. So I did that one. And then I got to experience a major cruise line like Carnival with my cousins recently, actually last year. And that was actually really fun. Like, we went to Bahamas again because I like the quicker trips.
Yeah.
And I got to see, like, they have more like activities like karaoke, things like that. But my goal is to definitely try out other cruise lines. Like, I heard of Virgin Voyages, adults only. That's the goal. Real soon, I'm trying to go on Virgin Voyages.
You want to work with them, or you just want to go on there on your leisure?
I would love to do both, but if I don't get to work with them, I would just go, because I've heard so many great things about it. Like, it's adults only. You could go solo. They're rated the best solo cruise line if you're trying to just go by yourself.
Okay.
Because they have classes, fitness classes, cooking. They have a lot of food options that are amazing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Did you sneak any alcohol on the ship?
When I went on Carnival, I did.
How can I not get caught sneaking alcohol?
I would say, I'm gonna whisper. I'm kidding. So when I went on the first cruise, it was like a hand sanitizer bottle, but like a closed one. So fully clean that out. And then, you pour the drink in there. Boom. Because a lot of their alcohol packages are expensive. They're like $60 a day for Carnival. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So why not save a little bit of money?
So we put the alcohol in a cleaned hand sanitizer bottle.
Yes. Or you can order, there's like these packs on Amazon that look like lotion. And it's just like the container and it's already, made for you there. You, of course, clean it out.
Yeah.
But there's these containers you can actually get.
Yeah.
And people will think it's lotion.
And you put your alcohol in there. I never knew that.
I noticed Carnival, they started bringing dogs out.
Oh.
I mean, I don't know if the dogs can sense alcohol. I think it's just for drugs.
Yeah. I don't know.
But listen, I mean, do it.
That is funny. So do you have any, I guess besides, was it Virgin Voyage or something? Do you have any other brands or cruise lines you like to like collab with or work with them?
Apart from Virgin, for sure, I'll say Royal Caribbean.
Yeah, my dad loves Royal Caribbean.
Really?
Because I'll probably get in trouble. But I heard like Carnival is for this kind and not this kind. But I heard it's more fun on Carnival. I guess because you're with your own kinfolk, but it's more fun and it's more affordable. So I guess that's probably why more people go on Carnival than like Royal Caribbean. But my dad is bougie, so you won't catch him on Carnival. Yeah, he stay on Royal Caribbean.
Yeah, because I feel like when you make cruises that are at such a great price, or I guess advertised as a great price, because if you think about it, most of these cruise lines, they'll advertise, okay, you're getting a balcony, $700. And, you're getting access to certain food places and, you're going to have fun. But you don't realize you got to pay for drinks.
Right.
Drinks are like $15 each.
Yeah.
Imagine how much that adds up. Then you got to pay for excursions when you get off the island. Then you got to pay for maybe if you want to go to the spa. Like there's all these different things they do to still get your money. The casino, I travel with my friend. The casino be taking up people's money if you can't control yourself. So it's like you kind of end up spending almost the same things sometimes if you think about it.
I didn't think about that. That is true. That's how.
Because I used to work for Norwegian, and I'm like, y'all be putting these. Forgive me, y'all be putting up these sales, and I mean, people still ended up spending the same that they would end up spending on even a more luxurious cruise line because everything adds up. Like they make it seem like, oh, you get drinks included. Mm-hmm. When it's already like kind of in the price and you're still paying more. Like it ends up being the same if you can't really control yourself while you're on your vacation.
Got you. Okay. So you work with cruise lines, restaurants. So is it a collaboration? Is it like a paid partnership? Because I don't know. You know, I ain't paid. I ain't one of the girlies like you getting paid. That's a goal. Okay. So I'm one of the girls that wants to get paid. How can I, first of all, how do I get into this space of being a food influencer? Like working with restaurants, going out to their establishments and getting paid.
I definitely, so the way I started and knowing that, you know, I came from all the way from Gainesville after college to Miami, I really just started by just going to spots near me and discovering what all there was to do in Miami. Because fun fact, like my dad, he's a huge Miami Heat fan. All he knows and loves is the Miami Heat when it comes to sports. But even though I knew he loves the Heat, I'm like, I know there's more to Miami than the Heat. Like everybody talks about Miami and songs and music. And so what I started doing was just going to places on my own, just to have fun and experience new things and sightsee and recording the experience. And I think the first video, I had posted one of my first videos on TikTok when that started during COVID times. And it popped off. Like I started just posting locations to go, places to eat. People are like, oh my God, your voice, you sound like you should be on the radio. Oh my God, you guided me here. Thank you so much. So I kind of felt like I was in a sense guiding people to go to these places simply through my point of view and simply by going to places for fun myself. Yeah. So I would say, even though I just spoke a whole lot, I would say to definitely start off by going to places and focusing on building the platform first. Okay. And even let's say some people feel like, oh, I need to have 10,000 followers to start getting paid. Or sometimes people have 3,000 or 5,000 and their engagement is so good with Reels and TikToks to where there are certain businesses, even if it's that one business that it takes to believe in you, they're going to pay you. And so from them, you'll kind of learn, okay, this is how the system works. I'm building, in a sense, you're building relationships, kind of like public relations that I learned with business owners. And you're coming into their establishment to offer advertising for them. Some establishments already have a high following. So if you are to do a collaboration with, you know, Bistro Cafe, for example, in Miami, one of my favorite breakfast spots, they already have over 70,000 or 50,000 followers. I'm not sure the exact number, but let's say you collaborate with just that page, you're already getting exposure out and you're guaranteed to hit over 10,000 views. What? So collaborating with pages that are high following is good to get your more exposure out. You get more followers from just doing that. And just going out and doing different, you know, places and experiences and showing it through your lens. And so eventually you'll be able to just ask for your price and name your price and pitch.
So you pitch, or you when they reach out to you, you say, this is my price. This is how much this is going to cost you.
So before like the following growth, I personally, in my mind, I felt like I can't really ask for money. So they'll reach out to me. And usually when a brand reaches out, they don't, most of the time, they're not offering money off the bat.
I noticed that on TikTok. I've been seeing, I'm not going to give them a shout out because I know it's free. But I see a lot of influencers in between their food, they're eating this particular snack. I'm like, ain't no way this brand is paying all of you all to advertise or promote their item. So thank you for saying that. So so when a company reaches out to you, you're not getting paid.
Yeah. So when a company reaches out to you, most of the time, especially if you have below 10,000 followers, they're already gonna just say, hey, they're basically gonna say, hey, we love your page, we love your content, we want you to promote our new cookies, and come into our store, in exchange for a reel, a TikTok, a story post, leave a review on Google, leave a review on Yelp.
But what is the influencer getting in exchange?
Food.
Free food while they get this big old advertising?
You get paid in food. And that's an issue.
Paid in food sounds wild.
Yes. And that's an issue that and I'm so glad we're talking about this, because that's the issue a lot of creators have been going through.
Yeah.
Even creators with a huge platform, over 100,000 followers, they're still getting the inquiries from huge companies, even Fortune 50 companies. Those are the cheapest. Yeah. That's the tea. So they'll get all these inquiries, and all of them will say, you'll get to stay at our hotel in exchange for content, or you'll get to eat in exchange for content. And we basically have all the rights over your content, and we can use it in our ads. And so we're going to make more money with your face and what you do. And that's just, to me, that's crazy to me. Like, at least y'all can pay for my gas. Like, y'all can't pay for my gas.
Yeah.
That's my mindset. So that's why I'm at the point where I'm like, now, no, like, I have to ask, like, it doesn't hurt to ask. If they say no, keep negotiating. And that's what I learned in sales, which I'm glad I, went through my job to learn that. And if you still negotiate and there's a no, then it's a no. They're not meant for you. Cause that's how I see it now. Cause it's time and effort.
Of course.
Editing.
Yeah.
That's the whole nother job in itself.
Yeah, of course.
Driving.
Yeah.
My car.
Yeah.
Maintenance. My car is getting maintenance right now.
Yeah.
That's money.
Yeah. And they're paying you in food.
So that's why I tell people, that the whole theme, stand on business.
Period.
I be like, y'all got to stand on business.
Period.
2024 and beyond. Like, don't let brands take advantage of you, because they know your power. That's why they're reaching out. They can't really do it. They want, especially if you're Black, if we're going to be honest.
Let's be honest.
They want more of that. How can you say it? They want to be seen as that diverse brand that's bringing in not just American people, but they're bringing in more diverse individuals.
Right.
So they should be recognized for that. And now that you are their Black representative online, people like me who relate to me, Black people, Haitian people, Caribbeans, they're going to feel like, okay, if she's going here or she's representing them, let me support the brand too.
Right.
So you have to think about all that plays a role into it. Because one video alone can make a brand a lot of money.
Of course. And it's ongoing. They can always and forever use your content. And you did that one time, but they're still making money off that. They're still attracting customers to their establishment.
Yes.
That's crazy
one video.
to me.
And yeah, it's a lot. And it takes a lot of convincing. But all in all, I love it. I love doing it.
Yeah.
I feel like I was meant to do it.
Yeah. You have a passion for it.
I do. I really do.
So how do you stand on business? How do you get paid? Like, do you name your number and say, this is it or nothing? Like, would you do a promo for free? Ooh.
So I typically name my price. And even because I've learned, even with sales, wait.
I don't want to be in your pockets exactly. But what's your price? At least a range.
Okay, sure. So
like a couple hundred?
Yeah. So the range, I'll say, if it's a more local,
you don't have to give an exact number.
Okay. So yeah, local businesses, I definitely try to be reasonable for a couple hundred, especially since I'm traveling from another county.
That's true.
Trying to come, you know what I'm saying? I need gas and tolls. So a couple hundred. And I like to work around their budget too. I'm not the person who's going to be like, you need to pay me, I don't know, $500, $400. Like, this is the money that I need.
Yeah.
I'm the person who's like, okay, these are my prices. What is your budget? We could work around it. Because I know every business has their ups and downs.
Yeah.
High seasons, low seasons.
Yeah.
Even me, I have my high seasons, low seasons with clientele, and having to pitch and I can't wait for brands to reach out. I got to pitch sometimes to brands.
Right.
So yeah, I understand. I feel like I'm a very understandable person at this point in my life. Now, once I continue to grow even more, there's going to be a time where I'm probably just not going to do anything for free at all or for a smaller percentage at all.
Yeah.
Certain things, if I've done it for free, it's been very rarely and it hasn't been the full-blown service. So for example, more so I offer Reels and TikToks.
Okay.
But if a brand is choosing not to pay, but they're still offering something like a nice dinner and I get to bring my friends and family and stuff, I might accept it.
Okay.
And I'll post, a story or a picture, But I mean, they got something.
But no Reel or TikTok.
No, because Reels and TikToks take they take me hours to make. I'm doing it all alone.
Yeah.
I don't have an editor.
Right.
I've learned how to edit since the beginning of time, elementary school to now.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm taking my time with my edits. Everything I do when it comes to my edits are intentional. Like I don't like to just
and your stuff is really high quality. Like I left a comment. I was like, "What camera are you using?" Because the quality is good. So you put out quality work. So you definitely should be compensated for your work.
Yes. And sometimes I would need someone to help me, like my cousin or even my mom has helped me sometimes. Yeah. Sometimes I'll need someone to help me. So it's like, I do want to be able to kind of compensate them a little bit if I can, or, be able to provide them with as much as I'm getting provided in a sense and give them a good experience too, So, and every brand I don't choose to work with. That's another thing.
Yes. I was going to ask you, have you ever turned down an opportunity? And why?
A couple times. I'll say, I feel like there's certain things that may not align with my brand. Like, for example, and me and one of my close content creator friends were talking about this. There was a funeral home that reached out to her.
Not a funeral home.
Yes. It was a funeral home that reached out to her and she said no. So that was hilarious.
Okay.
When it comes to me, and so things like that, I can't do that. I can't do it. For me, I think there was one instance where a person reached out to me to promote their dogs that I think they were breeding or something.
Oh, hell no.
And I was like, I can't do this. I mean, I had a puppy. They gave my puppy, my parents gave my puppy away. I love dogs.
Was there money involved?
Yeah, my puppy. You're saying my puppy or the opportunity?
The opportunity you turned down, was there money involved?
There was money involved, yeah. So yeah, usually it's typically there's money involved. I'd turn down a restaurant, but it's like if the service I already peeped from you is not good, I don't think this is going to work out. Or if the brand that you represent doesn't align with my morals, then it's not going to work out, So that's kind of been my mindset. Like strip clubs, I'm not going to go do a video at a strip club because I don't.
So would you, I guess, is your page more like family oriented or something, like kid friendly? Is that your brand, like more kid friendly, family?
I'll say it's more, I won't say kid friendly because, I've done like for now, actually right now I work with a event called R&B and that's in Wynwood. So it's kind of a party scene.
That's like promoting it.
Yes. Yes. I love them over there. They're amazing. So with them, definitely not kid friendly, but I'll say with them and just a mixture of everything I've done, I'm more so targeting individuals who like to live a soft and adventurous life, if that makes sense. Because I don't like the whole twerk, I'm not going to show the raunchy or, drunk, like I don't, and I'm a Christian. So I also, I'm big on my beliefs and what I represent. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to show something that I'm not. I feel like most of my videos represent who I am and reflect who I am as a person.
Who is your target audience? Like, describe to me who your target is.
My target audience is millennials and Gen Zers who are looking to go out and have fun and have great date nights or basically discover new things to do. Basically, just learn. People who are looking to learn and have a great experience. Because I'm not going to showcase a brand that gave me a bad experience. And that's happened before.
Let's talk about it. Okay, let's talk. So when you go to a restaurant, let's say they are paying you. how do you rate your experience? And if you do have a bad experience, let's say you're paid or it's not paid, do you still post them on your page? Do you still endorse their business? Like, tell me, like, describe your, like, how would you rate your experience at a place? And if you don't like it, do you still post it?
That's a good question. So, and I've been getting another thing. A lot of people have been saying, girl, you need to just be completely honest about these places. They
want to hear the honesty, honey.
Like Keith Lee and, and I'm just like, I mean, I get what y'all are saying, but I'm at the point where I've, of course, been considering doing that, but it's also like, how can I say it? When I have a bad experience, I don't necessarily, I either not going to post it.
Okay.
Or if it's something that tastes bad, I'm not going to say this was amazing in the video. I'm probably going to say, for example, I went to one restaurant. I'm not going to drop the name, but I went to one restaurant in Fort Lauderdale. And I had a drink that was spicy. And their food to me was not good, but it's like I already signed a contract. I don't want to, mess up this relationship that we have.
Right.
And so I posted the video, but nowhere in the video did I say this food was amazing, 10 out of 10. I more so said, ooh, this was very spicy. It's not the type of drink that I would have on a regular basis.
Okay. So
that's my opinion.
Yeah.
Everybody's valid and open to have their own opinion when they go to the restaurants.
So you can still give an opinion, a constructive criticism without bad mouthing the place. So you wouldn't say that it's amazing, but you'll just describe how it was. Like, oh, it was spicy, or it's not your type of drink or food or something. What type of food was it?
Asian, but not Asian, like modern Asian.
Modern Asian. Did you post it?
Oh, I posted it, but I mean, even the comments went back to what I mentioned, that they didn't like it. And in mine, I'm like, okay, I didn't like it either. But it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
There's things to do near it. It's nice. Would I like it for a date night or night out with friends? No. But I gave my own review. But yeah, for moving forward, I definitely want to, like, I recently dropped a review where I mentioned I had salmon at the restaurant and I mentioned this was not as juicy as it could have been, but it was still very flavorful. So something like that, I think that's more so the language that I was more so turning to do more.
Okay.
So I don't want to, like you said, I don't want to bash, but I do want to tell more of my honest opinion. So I'm going to start doing that a little bit more because there's always room for improvement.
You ever get called out that you're being misleading or the place isn't all that or is not good?
Yes, definitely. And that's happened to me more so for seafood places for some reason. A lot of people have different seafood, I guess not even just their taste buds versus mine, but I guess a lot of people have seafood preferences or bad experiences.
Yeah.
But every time I've gone to seafood places, I've personally loved it.
Yeah.
I've got called out for not really just the taste, but the pricing.
Ooh.
Because
do you name the prices? Do you drop the prices of the restaurant?
Not all the time, because I feel like with some restaurants they change it.
Okay.
But what I noticed is, for example, there was one particular seafood restaurant I went to. I dropped the price. It was like all you can eat, $39 seafood, everything.
Yeah.
And somebody literally took my post, posted it on their story, and basically like cussed me out. And this was a man, called me the B word and everything.
Are you serious?
And said, oh, this B is lying. And what is she talking about? My bill was more than that. But I feel like in certain instances, some people don't watch the full video and understand these deals are not for every day. Certain deals are for certain select days. I ended up speaking with the owner and figuring out the person's name and everything. And they came on a day that was not the day they offered the actual, special.
Oh, you cared to look into that person's complaint?
I did, because I'm like, I've never had, especially a man,
you
go in on me.
Going in on you, child.
I've never had anyone going on me based on like my review. So I was very startled. I was bothered.
You sound a bit sassy,
Very sassy. Very sassy. So yeah.
And that's your brand. Like, you don't want nobody like discrediting your brand. That's your reputation too.
Yes, I don't. And that exactly. And that's another thing that plays a role into doing content. Like you're seen as a public figure and people trust in you, but I feel like people definitely have to be able to read between the lines and listen and actually watch what you're, consuming online before you quick to jump. Cause I was clear on when the specials are. Yeah. Y'all didn't listen.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, cause a lot of consumers, they only see like what's in their face. Nobody's like going on a website and scrolling all the way down. That could be a little misleading, and deceptive. So when you put out this content, this information, how long is a reel? Like 90 seconds, 60 seconds? Can you put out all the information about a restaurant in such a short clip? And like you can't be faulted. Like, I get what you're saying. Like, sometimes you do have to read in between the lines, but consumers ain't trying to hear all that.
That's true. And I know for a fact, I remember when I was in college, I learned this whole study on how the human brain and, the time we actually are patient to pay attention to things, right? We're not at all. I think they said it was like less than a bird or something like that. Wow. Like our attention span.
Yeah, it's short. It's not long.
Short.
That is so true.
Yes. So in terms of putting all the information into 60 seconds, 45 seconds, there's definitely no way at all. There's been instances where I've gone to restaurants, AC was broken and,
Do you mention that?
No. And that's the thing. I'm like, I want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to put out their business because what if somebody comes and AC's fixed? You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's true.
Certain things that I feel like I don't want to give out too much. I just want to more so focus on growing the sales for the business and gaining more foot traffic. That's always been my goal, helping them thrive, you know, because most companies I work for, as mentioned, so they're more local, they're smaller, they're still growing from the ground up. So in a sense, I can relate to them as a small business owner to where they want more foot traffic, they want advertisement, they want more sales, and I want them to win too. So
yeah, it's a win-win for both of you. So you mentioned earlier about you and another content creator talking about y'all experiences as a content creator and you in the space of content creating. What are some adversities that you found that you have to deal with, or like what's it called, your colleagues, other content creators? Like, what are some things that you guys have to deal with? I think you mentioned like the pay disparity or something like that.
There's definitely for certain businesses, and I'll say more so, well, really it's local and global businesses. There's been a whole talk about racism in the influencer space. And that's a major thing. I know actually one Black creator, her page is Bloganista Travels TV. So she's
Girl, you ain't have to say her name. I don't know.
Oh, should we cut it?
I don't know what you about to say. But go ahead, girl.
So, okay. Sorry about that. So, yeah, I've worked with, maybe I can restate it if y'all gonna edit. Y'all be cutting? Okay. So I've worked with, or I'm basically friends with one creator. She has over 300,000 followers. And she more so has worked with more larger brands. So she's been in a space where she'll go to an event with the larger brands and she'll see that she's the only Black person in the room, right? And being that she has that information and learning about their following and looking into their pages and kind of seeing the disparities in their pay, there's definitely a huge difference.
Question, I've heard this. Do you guys in the community, because I heard even in the podcast world, people don't talk about what they get paid because they don't want to, people don't talk about money like that. Do you guys discuss that? Like, oh, I got paid for this amount, or how much did you get for this? Do you guys discuss that in the content creating space?
We do. So a lot of, I won't say a lot, but a couple of the more so Black creators in South Florida, we're pretty well connected. So we do discuss sometimes like what the pay was for certain brands and businesses, because sometimes what I noticed and what we've all noticed, if you'll tell a brand, because most brands, if you reach out to them or they reach out to you and you guys talk about budget, they'll ask you to send your prices. And once you send your prices, some brands get scared, like they scare away and they don't respond ever. And they've done that to people even with the larger following. And then there's been other brands who they'll try to hire you. Like I had an actual restaurant. I won't call them out because I could. I've had a restaurant try to hire me and they tried to reschedule. And then when they try to reschedule, as I'm on my way, they want to reschedule again.
No.
So it's like, but I had already seen they created videos with other creators who had a larger following than me. And mind you, I'd already done videos with their organization before. So I wouldn't think that they would, I don't know, try to play around since we already have that established relationship.
Yeah.
But that happened. They just completely basically mentioned, oh, their cook was out, or I don't know. They just made up a couple of things and stories.
Yeah.
And it came to a point where I'm like, okay, this is weird. And so speaking about that amongst my peers who create content, they were even shocked because they've experienced restaurants too that have either left them on red, people that have treated them differently, you know, not as welcoming when they walk into a restaurant or experience. It's been a lot of things. Pay disparity based on follower count or even just based on, I guess, who you know. Or just it's very weird to say the least. It's very weird. But most businesses, I feel like their goal is to spend less, make more. And they like to catch on to the more popular things. So for example, when I did an interview with a TV, you know, station, and when I worked with Carnival Cruise Line, a whole bunch of businesses, all of a sudden, the ones that used to leave me on red, were trying to come back and work.
After you got on the TV station in the Carnival?
After the TV station, after working with the major cruise line. So it's like, I get it, you know, you want to hop onto the things that are popular, but y'all was not supporting me before. It's just interesting, but okay.
So it's like based on like popularity or exposure or something like that?
In a sense, yes. A lot of business owners, I think they like not just exposure, but they love, most of them, I think they love more so follower count. Some of them think the more followers somebody has, the better exposure they'll get, which is not necessarily true. Somebody with 5,000 followers can get better exposure than someone with 100,000. Nowadays, people buy their followers. Okay, they're buying bots. Maybe not the whole full-blown 100,000, but they could be buying 10,000 of their followers to make it look nice. That way they get paid more.
Have you bought followers?
No.
Would you ever buy followers?
I'm not gonna lie, I thought of buying followers, but then looking into the research, it's like that affects your page, especially Instagram. They'll flag your page. You could get hacked. Because thinking of it, a lot of us have thought of it because that it makes a difference between what business owners see. They don't really, some business owners, they don't look into the exposure and the performance aspect, which is the most important. The comments you're getting. Some people can have 100,000 followers and have 5 comments.
Is that a
30
sign?
likes.
Is that a sign that their followers are bought?
That's a sign. Yeah. That's a sign that their followers are either bought or they just don't really have that connection with their audience.
That engagement.
Right.
Yeah.
That engagement with their audience. Because even certain things I'll post won't get as much engagement than other things.
Yeah.
Right. So, comments are important. You know, the story views and likes and actual general views in general, that I think is what should be more so paid attention to versus, oh, this person only has 10K followers, you know? So for me, that plays a major role because I've had videos hit over 300K, over 500K, and somebody with 100,000 followers videos hit 10K, 15K. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like you never know how the algorithm will work in your favor and whose produced video can be the most powerful. So that's a huge thing.
I guess what I'm thinking, if I'm a restaurant, a business owner, a restaurant, for instance, I want to work with someone who has exposure and a high following, but I want to know, are your followers going to convert to a customer? Right. How do they care about likes and views and stuff like that? Or are they tracking if your followers go to their restaurant? Like what do the restaurants want? Don't they want your followers to be customers?
Correct. Yes. So the restaurants want the followers to become customers, more foot traffic, high sales, which of course is always the goal for sure. However, in terms of tracking it, I'll say it's a little bit tricky because nowadays the local businesses more so, they pay attention to just the follower count. They feel like the followers and the views is the best because they feel like the more views you get, the more there is a chance to have more foot traffic.
Or are they trying to gain followers from your page?
I feel like with certain businesses, they want as much as they can. Like they want to squeeze the juice.
Right.
Whatever they can get. They want more for less, right? Like most. Yeah. They want more for less. So if they could get an additional 1,000 followers plus maybe 50 different consistent clients and consumers, they're going to definitely invest into you. But in terms of showing them what that looks like, it can be complex as an influencer myself.
Right.
So I've been fortunate enough to create a system where like I have my website, I have an actual data site as well that shows my conversion rates as well as, link click rates.
Yeah.
And I have examples of where I've helped businesses increase their foot traffic through just simple quotes from actual business owners of them saying like, this definitely helped my business. I've gained them more media exposure. So I feel like having as much, proof to show to these brands is what really can convert them. Because I feel like numbers talk for themselves. That's what I learned in sales. I don't like to do too much talking. If you don't believe in me, here's the numbers.
Period.
And let's keep it moving.
Period. Okay. So I got a question to ask you. When you go to these restaurants, how do you rate your experience? How do you rate the food? Because Keith Lee, he'd be like, I give this a 7.3. What is a 7.3? What does that quantify? 1 to 10, 10 being the best, 1 being the lowest. But how do you rate your food?
So how do I rate my food?
Do you say, or you don't rate it, or you say, I like it or I don't like it, or I recommend or don't recommend?
I like to rate the taste. So like in a lot of my videos, I'll say, oh, this was super juicy, well seasoned. I try to rate it in the most descriptive way as possible with the shortest amount of time that I have.
Okay.
So that's how I rate it. I've thought of doing the scale, right? But funny thing, which is another thing my other creator peers and I discussed, we used to have one creator who used to do ratings himself. And that affected other companies actually booking him, right? Because our actual clients, face-to-face, one-on-one clients are the businesses, and we're wanting them to pay us. Some businesses don't want to pay you if you're rating their food a 7 or a 6, right? Because I know with Keith Lee, with Keith Lee, his main source, he started, just buying things for his wife, I think when she was pregnant. So his main source of income is really coming from social media, sponsorships, because he, grew it from the ground up and everything. With us, our main source is the restaurants. So it's like, we would love to rate it, but they wouldn't want restaurants they get scared. They don't want
negative reviews.
Yes, they don't want negative reviews. They get scared if they feel like you're putting out negative reviews about them, even if it might not be negative. It's just honesty,
right? And your opinion,
right? But it can affect the future of you creating more content, because some businesses they'll be like, oh, wow, like I saw that you put out a review on this restaurant and, I saw you had nothing but positive things to say. So we want to book you because of that. Versus if it were the other way around, sorry, like we kind of don't like the type of content you're putting out. We want our food and our services to be seen in a more positive light.
Yeah.
So thank you. Maybe next time. Like, so
see, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm going to be honest. And like I said, like I do aspire to get paid, but I'm not going to get paid against my opinion. Like I'm not going to lie. Right. Because that's my reputation. Like people really ask me about like vegan places and I'm not going to lie.
to talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
But
feel like, there's a way, because some people don't post it all. I know a huge Atlanta foodie. He's a food influencer, and you've probably seen him before. He doesn't post the bad options at all. So that's kind of something I've kind of picked up on, just not, if it's really bad, I'm not posting. And to this day, I haven't had anything that's been really bad.
Yeah.
Like terrible.
Yeah.
You know, it's been still edible. There's only that one place I spoke about, the Asian place, that because it was actually one of my first major videos on Instagram. So I didn't really, want to bash them or anything.
Yeah.
Other than that place, I haven't really had anything super bad to say about most places I've gone to where they've actually paid me. But if it's a non-paying gig, I'll be honest. Hey,
because I saw Keith Lee on TikTok. He was at the Bay, and he said he didn't post like 3 videos because it was bad.
Yeah, there's certain things that I feel like I wouldn't be comfortable with posting, right? But thank God I haven't been in that seat to experience something super terrible.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure there's oh my gosh, there's one restaurant in Miami.
Oh,
I'm not going to say the name.
Yeah.
But that's another thing. A lot of people, they like the hype of restaurants, especially in South Beach and stuff, because the beautiful vibes and the smoke and the dancers. Food, terrible.
Oh.
Food, terrible.
Oh.
I was recording my whole experience beginning to end, and then I just stopped recording.
Yeah. Oh.
It was that bad.
It was that bad.
So that's the type of time I be on. I'm not even recording. This is storage in my phone.
Oh, wow.
We're not going to even record if it's that bad.
Wow. Was it contracted, or you just went on your own time?
I went on my own time, and even if it was contracted, I would have had to stop because it tasted like water. No, not even salt. I had mashed potatoes, no salt, no butter. It tasted like they just got the potato, mashed it, and gave it to me for over $150.
No. No. So people out here just paying for a vibe and ambiance, but the food is not good.
They're paying for the vibes. People are paying for the vibes. I'm not sure why, but people are paying for the vibe. And that's why I'm the type of person where I don't really like super bourgeois restaurants to go to, like on special occasions, unless I know people personally who've gone to them and recommend them. So
So recently when Keith Lee went to Atlanta and he blew Atlanta up, he put them, he blew their spot up. Like, like as an influencer, like, do you feel like these restaurants should be able to get away with that? Like how they treat their customers, like regular customers like me, and their price points. Do you feel like it's fair or it's right what restaurants are doing? And how do these restaurants get away with it? Like, why do customers continue to go to these restaurants if consumers feel they're being mistreated? How are these restaurants getting away with this?
That's a good question. And I ask myself that every day because you'll meet I meet a lot of business owners and management teams of restaurants who you can already tell by the service, by their, aura, and by how they move, they shouldn't be getting away with certain things.
What's the worst experience you've dealt with at a restaurant?
The worst. Oh, that's hard.
Or poor service, customer service.
Poor service. I think I've recently went to a restaurant in Miramar. Definitely not gonna say the name. I'll be ready to name drop. I'll be ready to name drop as you see, but So I went to it, and let's just say it was Caribbean.
Oh Lord, was it my people?
Possibly. And
no, you're gonna call Jamaicans out. I'm sorry. Y'all embarrassing me.
Yes. I'm the type of person, one thing about me, I'm gonna walk away. One thing about me, relationship, food, restaurant. I can't.
I'm the same. I'm not paying you. You give me bad service, I'm not giving you my money.
No, not at all. So I remember I went into there to eat, right, as a regular paying customer. And as I'm trying to order my food, the person told me, I think I had asked for like rice and a side. They said, oh, it doesn't come with that. Okay, can I do this in addition? Oh, it doesn't come with that. And they started like basically yelling that it doesn't come with that.
Yeah.
And that alone made me just walk out because I could have paid extra. I could have helped y'all out more. Like, what's the attitude for?
I've heard that, yeah.
I feel like some people just come with, and I'll say that's probably the worst. I can't really think of any. That's more so recent. I can't think of any of my other worst experiences.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just from that, I felt like I shouldn't put up with this. I have to go. I have to walk away because if I don't walk away, I'm going to snap.
Ooh.
And then they're going to see me as somebody rude.
Right. Have you ever snapped at a business?
Honestly speaking, no. Like, in terms of snapping, I'll talk, but I'm not going to, like, scream and yell.
Okay.
I don't know. It's just not in me.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be scared to do that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like attention on me.
Okay.
But I do have some family members that are not afraid to put their foot down. Because people will play with you if you let them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially, I've noticed, like, people notice I'm a young girl.
Yeah.
A young Black girl walking into their establishment or doing their work. They may not take me as serious. They may not see what I do as serious or believe in what I do. A lot of people still see my content as a side hustle.
But you do it full time.
Right. Okay. When I do it full time, there's only maybe a pinky full of people who actually believe in what I actually do. People who are close to me. And so being that that's the case, I don't know. I just got to stand my ground and keep my composure.
Stand on business, like you say.
Stand on business at all times. So that's it.
Not are you, but can you make a livable wage doing what you do?
For sure. Yeah. I feel like the more you grow as a creator, the better it becomes for you. I won't say the easier it becomes because even people with high following, they still kind of get treated the same, right? They still get those offers where it's like, come into our restaurant. We have state-of-the-art everything. We got the best drinks and make us videos and make us everything. I actually had a hotel in Palm Beach, a very nice hotel. Tell me to come in, stay for one night, do 3 whole videos, do, what else? They said do 3 whole videos, do the actual stay, a restaurant on site, and send them the actual like raw footage of everything I did. Not just the edited footage, the raw footage. So they could use it on their own on top of what I made for one night stay. So basically you're telling me to do a social media manager's job in a day, less than a day, because with hotel stays, it's like quick. It feels quick.
Yeah.
So it's hard. It's challenging. Yeah. But I feel like I've learned the power of saying no. And one of the creators I mentioned earlier, she's in a sense like my mentor. Yeah. She has a higher following. She's been in the field for so long, for over 10 years. So learning from her, it's like, you got to learn when to say no. Yeah. Brands can afford to pay for your gas. Absolutely. They can afford to pay for your tolls. They can afford. Most of the people who are reaching out are getting paid to reach out to you. Marketing agencies, mostly, they're getting paid to find influencers. But then if they don't want to pay influencers, it's like they're basically using the influencer to make themselves look good. Right. So it's a lot. It's challenging. And that's why I actually dropped a negotiation package on my website for people to kind of learn. It's kind of like a playbook on how to negotiate with these brands. Cause it's actually like, it's hard. It's one thing to reach out to them or them reach out to you, but it's another to actually talk them into paying you something. Wow.
Do you feel like they treat white people like this or no?
From what I've heard, I've never seen it for myself, but from what I've heard and larger creators who've been doing this for years, most of the white creators definitely have it easier. I actually read a study the other day, and white creators are getting paid thousands of dollars versus Black creators are getting paid hundreds, right? I read that study and someone from Atlanta, he's actually a big creator in Atlanta, posted it. Yeah. So they know that's usually how it goes most of the time.
So is racism, marginalization, even on social media. That's wild. Okay.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite food or restaurant you've eaten recently?
Ooh, favorite food or restaurant I've eaten recently. Dang. I feel like so many, like my head is like so much to file through.
Okay, let's do Caribbean. Caribbean, Asian.
Okay, Caribbean, Asian. Okay, Asian.
Mexican.
Okay, for sure. When it comes to Asian food, the best food I've had recently, I love 107 Taste.
Okay.
And it's in the Broward Mall. It's in Brickell, I believe. 107th Avenue. It started 107th Avenue in Doral, Miami. Okay. Their Asian food is, when I tell you I used to eat that almost every day, they took all my money on Uber Eats.
Really?
Yes, they have some of the best in my opinion, because they kind of mix all the Asian cultures into one. They have like these snowing cheese wings, something I never had before. Yeah. Pineapple fried rice, fire. Like, yeah. I love everything they make there. Nice. So that's been one of my favorite, and their service is amazing.
Okay. So have you ever been taken on a date to a restaurant, then took someone else there, or suggested that they take you there?
Have I ever been, you said, have I ever took someone?
Someone took you on a date and then you took another person there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, one particular place in Wynwood. Because Wynwood's actually my favorite part of Miami.
Okay.
And so, do you want me to say the name? Please?
No, you don't have to.
Okay.
Because they ain't paying you. Me. Shout out.
That's true. Or yeah, I could give a shout out. So yeah, I went to, well, yeah, I'm sure you guys have heard of Dunkanu.
You like Dunkanu?
I won't say I love it, but that's been one place.
I took my Jamaican dad there for his birthday and my brother's.
No.
There,
I feel like their service could be better. When they first opened, it was fire. Now,
yeah, I know it's a vibe. I know they play, reggae, dancehall music. The music is a vibe. People like it. My people ain't like it.
Yeah, but it's a good place. Well, I'll say it counts as the place that I've taken somebody to. And then, they taken me to it, and then I took somebody else there.
Did the other person find out that you took them there?
No.
Okay. Would you do that?
I would.
Okay. Like, you don't feel a way about it?
No, like take somebody somewhere that they've taken me.
Like take someone to take multiple people at the same place you've gone to. Because imagine you go to a restaurant and it's like the same server and they're like, weren't you here with another person?
Usually I've done that in Wynwood. And yeah, but the thing is, the way I do it, I don't do it back to back to back.
Okay.
I'll do it in separate,
occasions,
separate occasions, months apart.
Okay.
So the restaurants probably won't even remember how I look, because I look different with my glasses and without it. So
got you. What is your most eaten restaurant that you've been to?
Most eaten.
Like they don't even have to pay you. Like you'll just go there on your own. Or you did mention the other one. Was it 107?
107 Taste. Okay. Yes, for sure. I'm trying to think of something more so Black owned.
Oh, yeah. Give me a Black one. Do you think Miami has good soul food? Oh.
No. I mean, yeah, I know. Because I feel like with soul food in Miami, it's a hit or miss. Because I've been to a couple places where I've gone once, fire. Gone the second time, amazing.
You like finger licking? You like the licking?
No.
You like, what's it called, Jackson?
I've actually never been yet. I've actually never been. Brandon's Bistro is a really, really good one that I would go to.
Okay.
They're really good. Their food is like, it tastes different. Like it tastes authentic. I don't know who their vendors are, but it tastes like they got their chicken and their beef and their oxtail that same morning and cooked it actually cooked it with love.
Yeah.
So that's the type of restaurants that I like. I think that's probably, that one's in Pembroke. So I'll say that's my top soul food spot in South Florida in general. And I'm trying to think of, in terms of like Caribbean, I like Pearl of the Island. A lot of people have mixed reviews about Pearl of the Island, but I love it not just because of the food, but the ambiance too.
Oh, it's a Haitian spot. Yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah, I heard of that.
Pearl of the Island.
What do you think are the most overrated dishes?
In general?
Yeah.
Chicken and waffles. We are tired of chicken and waffles, y'all. Switch it up. It's so funny. I was talking to my friend the other day, and he was like, most of these places be selling the same stuff, just another label, a different logo. But yeah, definitely chicken and waffles, I think, is very much overrated. What else? Anything with chicken. I'm about tired of chicken. I'm sorry.
Over chicken?
I'm done with chicken. I mean, you're vegan, so I know you're done with chicken, right?
I wasn't vegan all my life, so
it's
okay. What about shrimp and grits?
Listen, I'll eat shrimp and grits every day, so I'll never get tired of shrimp and grits. I love shrimp. I love seafood, but anything with chicken, I'd rather not. Fried chicken, I'm over it. I love oxtail, fish, snapper.
Wait, what's one food in your life that you can't ever stop eating?
One food in my life that I can never stop eating. I'll say shrimp.
Shrimp.
I love
shrimp.
Shrimp
Any type of way. Sauté, scampi, fried.
Yeah, it has to be fried or sautéed for sure. It can't be like those cocktail cold shrimps.
Yeah.
At the cocktail party.
Yeah.
Do
you like
the
sushi?
Cocktail sauce? I don't like sushi.
Gotcha.
I don't know what it is. I think it's the seaweed. Every time I had sushi, I got sick. Like I felt sick in my stomach.
You ever got sick from eating at a restaurant?
I did, and they actually shut down.
Oh, Lord. What's the name? Because they closed now.
Oh, what's the name? It's in Boca and Miami. It's a sushi. They used to have all you can eat sushi. Oh, I cannot think of the name.
That's okay. That's why they closed.
Yeah, I can't even think of the name.
You got sick?
I got sick.
What'd you eat?
I got very sick. You know what's crazy? So they basically paid me to come in to do a review, right? I came in to do the review. Already, I could tell the waitress, she was a little weird, like just treated me a little, I could tell she was a little hesitant to serve me. It was Asian, but she looked like she was more so white or Hispanic. She would not Asian at all.
Okay.
She just, I don't know, she was giving me weird vibes. So I'm in there. I'm showing her, she showed me the menu of what I wanted. I already told her, I don't really like raw foods. And so, I wanted to choose, because most restaurants when I go in, they let me choose. She was like, she took the menu. She was like, I'm going to just send out a couple of things for you and then we'll go from there. So she sent out randoms, whatever she wanted to. It was still raw foods. Imagine if I was vegan, allergic or vegan. She just sent out whatever she wanted to.
Oh, that's terrible.
Very terrible. And then I thought she had brought a drink. I guess that's probably one of my most terrible experiences as a creator.
Yeah.
She brought a drink out. Instead of it being I wanted a lychee martini, instead of it being the martini, it was water, like soda water. She said, oh, this is just for the video.
Oh.
I said, okay. So I started eating the sushi. One bite, I put it all down.
Yeah.
I left them a bad review.
Online?
Yelp,
on social media?
Yelp, social media, yeah. Yelp, Google, yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was bad.
How important is presentation of food to you? Does it have to look good in order for you to eat it?
It does, or decent. Because I know, most restaurants, they're not going to put a flower next to everything or, greenery and
the parsley.
They're not, they're not going to do all that extra stuff, which is okay. It just has to taste really good and look edible. Because if it does not look edible, I'll give it back.
Do you think vegan food looks edible?
Ooh, good question. I actually went to one vegan spot in Palm Beach. It was good. I'll say, yeah, vegan food is edible. However, I be doubting if it's really vegan when I go to a vegan restaurant.
Really?
Yeah, I be like...
because it's good or the texture, the taste?
Because for example, one vegan restaurant I went to in Palm Beach, I went to go see how exactly they make their food. So I went to the bag and everything. And I'm like, oh, wait, y'all putting cheese. They were making Alfredo. I'm like, wait, noodles and cheese. And I'm like, is this really vegan? They say, yep, everything's 100% vegan. So I feel like I can only go off of your word.
That's true.
I'm trying to see the packaging.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like some spots, you just never know.
I agree.
So that's why, that's always in the back of my mind.
Me too.
But the food is good.
Yeah.
vegan food, some places they'll make it so well you won't even like. I went to one spot, they had vegan meatballs.
Mm-hmm.
It was I don't like meatball. I don't like anything marinara, red sauce. I loved it.
Yeah. You ever get a vegan business that wants you to promote?
No, actually. And I'm actually looking to do more healthy food spots.
Okay.
Especially this year. Like I'm trying to eat a little bit more cleaner. You know, even though I feel like some vegan dishes are not healthy per se, like fries, right? Y'all can eat French fries and stuff. So for me, of course, you know, that's not as healthy, but I do want to tap into that health food, you know, industry because I want to work out more. I want to eat cleaner because eating all the food, believe it or not, I've definitely gained weight.
Yeah.
Very much.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to, you know, I'm trying to be cute in these streets.
Yeah.
I'm single, you know what I'm saying? So I got to try to eat healthy. And
so
it affects my skin.
So you do gain weight and it impacts your skin when you do all this eating out.
Yes, when I do eating out and you know, videos and stuff,
yeah,
I feel like it could affect my skin, my health, my body. And so what I've come to try to pick up on more is not eating, of course, not eating everything and kind of just more so taste testing and making sure when I'm recording, I'm getting the perfect shot on the first shot. Because I don't want to keep eating.
You know, my son told me about these mukbangers. He said they don't eat all the food. Do you eat all the food when you go to the restaurants?
Definitely no. Definitely not. I mean, because most of them bring out a lot of food, you know, huge portions. That's why I like to bring people with me or at least one person to eat along with me. If people can't come, which most likely they typically don't come with me, I go by myself. I take a lot of it to go. Now, I have had a restaurant. They was kind of trying to rush, like not rush me, but kind of force me to eat. I'm sitting in a restaurant tasting things for the video. And they're like, oh, eat. You know, it's getting cold. So in a sense, I felt like, oh my God, I'm being pressured. I don't want them to think their food is nasty. And they kept asking me, you know, is it good? And basically in my face, trying to make sure everything was good. But I'm like, oh, that's the hard part sometimes. And it's tempting, like calamari, fries, burgers. It's tempting.
Okay. So you mentioned that you are Haitian.
Yes.
So we're going to get into this Haitian cuisine.
Yeah.
Okay. So how is authentic Haitian spaghetti made? Because some people put like hot dogs, sausages, or smoked herring. What is the authentic Haitian spaghetti?
Authentic Haitian spaghetti.
Or what are the main components that should be in it?
It's definitely what you make it. Now, I personally feel like the main components has to be one of those meats. So my go-to, and I feel like most people, the most popular would be the anso, the smoked herring, because it gives it that seafood, fishy taste. And it basically creates the seasoning in a sense for you, like the saltiness. Because don't get me wrong, I love a little salt, which I got to stay away from because, you know, that runs in the family. So, yeah, so I love the fact that that is one of the main components that they use or that we use. Tomato paste or tomatoes. You know, some people don't use tomato paste because of the preservative and, you know, added things and chemicals. Like my mom, she don't like it. Definitely, you know, your onions, zoyon, your bell peppers for sure. And I like a little sweetness, so I add a little ketchup. People might come for me, but hey. So, yeah, I feel like those are the main.
Does the hot dog have to be like a certain size? Because I went to a restaurant and it was vegan though, but they said the sausage was cut too big. Does the meat have, like the hot dog, does it have to be cut in a particular size? Like a little small portion or something?
Yeah, I don't like huge cuts. Like I personally feel like the best is when it's cut in a small, you know, circle, not super thick slices. Okay. So I think that's the best way for sure.
Okay. What is like the foundation of like Haitian cuisine? Like your seasonings, like the épices and all that. What is like the foundation of making Haitian food?
I feel like the foundation, like you said, épices is the staple for sure. Definitely épices with all the green onions, cilantro. What else? I would say, Jiwof. That's like a clove that people used to, and to this day, me and my brother, we had this whole insider joke that we used to make anytime we would bite on a Jiwof. Like he would actually, he would prank me and put a Jiwof inside of like a marshmallow. And Jiwof is like very,
it's strong.
It's strong and bitter, but it makes a difference. But yeah, he pranked me once like that. It was bad.
You ate the whole thing?
No, I think I took a bite and I was just, listen, my brother, listen, if you know, you know. If you have a brother, if you know, you know.
I know. They're menaces and terrors.
Yes. So that's definitely a main component, I would say, too. I like, and what I've seen, too, especially beans. Lima beans, we use a lot of that in our rices. Red beans. Those are staples. And lemons to clean all the meat.
Yeah, lemons.
Vinegar.
Yeah.
So those are, I feel like those are the main ones that I could think of for now, for sure to have.
Okay. So there's this debate of oxtail. Jamaica versus Haiti. Well, I'm not going to say Jamaica versus Haiti because people say Jamaicans are known for their oxtail, but I've been told that Haitians make the best oxtail. What is your preference?
My preference is Jamaican oxtail all day. Because the seasonings you guys have, and I feel like y'all, remember because don't get me wrong, when I tried to make it, when I tried to make it for the first time in a Jamaican style way, I went on YouTube. Yeah. Shout out to YouTube. You guys put like the Scotch bonnet and I added some brown stew. What is it? It's browning. Listen, browning. Go to brown stew chicken, brown stew, everything. So yes, I use that. Thyme, everything. And you let it sit. When it comes out, the stew, like I feel like you could put it on everything. So I feel like Jamaican oxtail is the best. It has a little bit of spice, but also a little bit of sweetness to it too, depending on who makes it. And carrots. True. 10 out of 10. I could eat it all day. But
what do Haitians put in their oxtail? Any particular vegetable?
I feel like Haitians make it in the most basic way, where from just my point of view, right? Growing up, I think I mentioned, so my mom is more of like a healthier Haitian. So seeing how she's done it, she'll put it in her soup, or she'll put it in like a basic sauce with onions, something quick and simple. Never really I haven't seen them do it with carrots at all. I know you guys use a lot of carrots in yours. So they'll just basically clean it with their lemon, boil it, stir fry it, let it pressure cook, add a little bit of tenderizer. That's my mom.
That's a lot of cooking.
That's what my mom usually does, and just calls it a day. And it comes out good. Yeah. But it don't come out the Jamaican way.
Period. One time for Jamaica. Okay. So what makes a good Haitian pate? Pate. What makes a good Haitian patty?
When it's flaky and not made with Pillsbury dough. I do not like doughy Haitian patties because it's just hard. And when you let it sit, it just, I don't know, it hardens.
Yeah.
It hardens up. So I feel like that makes a good one with eggs, boiled eggs in it, smoked herring. Also, I can eat that in everything. Saltfish.
Do restaurants use Pillsbury dough to make their crusts for the Haitian patty?
I feel like some of them do.
Okay.
When they want to just ship it out quick. Yeah. But shout out to Broward Bakery. They have a great and amazing flaky crust. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10? Okay. So here's a question. What's a struggle meal? What would be your struggle meal? If you low on funds, you get paid next week, the groceries running low, what would be your go-to struggle meal?
Good question, because I've been there before in Miami when I quit my job at one point.
What were you eating on, girl?
Girl, I was eating on ramen noodles with what? Maybe I think I probably cut up some onions and added, because I like cheesy noodles for some reason. So I added cheese and what else? Bell peppers. So almost like either ramen or Haitian spaghetti, because I feel like those are pretty quick to make and affordable to make. and hard to mess up.
Yeah.
So that's always what I used to eat. I guess I would consider as a struggle meal, but eventually I started seeing its effects on my body, like my skin, my forehead breaking out. So I said, I need to stop. Like, if I'm going to be here eating a struggle meal, let me sacrifice somehow to cook something with good nutrients and make my smoothies, all that to make up for it, you know? So, yeah.
So I had asked my followers, because we're in Miami, it's a melting pot of different like cultures. Let's say there was an international cookout and we had people from different islands like Guyana, Jamaica, Haiti, the Bahamas. With those couple of countries, what particular dish should a Bahamian or a Haitian bring to the cookout, or a Jamaican? So we're going to the cookout. What are one or two dishes that a Haitian should bring to the international cookout?
International cookout. That's a good question.
What are you bringing?
Oh, am I going to cook it? Okay.
What is a notorious Haitian dish that you want to represent the country, the island of Haiti?
I would bring, and people might say this is overrated, but I would bring jui jonjon. So that's like the black Haitian rice, mushroom rice, favorite rice of all. Over any culture, I think that's the best rice in the world.
Okay.
All black, everything with the shrimp and the crab. Yes. And, I think legume is a good way to go.
Okay.
Legume, like the stew with all the veggies. You can put whatever meat you want to put in it.
Okay.
With white rice and bean.
Sauce pois?
I think sauce pois. With the bun on the side, the fried plantain. I think when it's made well and correctly, that would be a staple for sure. Yeah.
And what would a Jamaican bring to the cookout?
I think a Jamaican definitely needs to bring the oxtail along with festival. Even though,
look at you.
I went to Jamaica. I want to go to Jamaica every year.
Yeah.
Ackee and saltfish. When I said I ate that every morning, I gained when I went to Jamaica, I probably gained about 10 pounds in a week because they gave me saltfish, ackee, plantain, everything under the sun. So yeah, I would bring those Jamaican dishes. And then
any other islands that you can think of that are known for their dishes?
Definitely, I like Bahamian food. I actually recently just started eating Bahamian food a little bit more. And I love, of course, all their conch dishes. Of course, conch fritters is always my go-to, but their conch salad, I think, is a must-try, a staple. And their rice, I actually really like.
What about their, what they call it, the macaroni pie? You like their macaroni?
I honestly don't really like their macaroni.
Okay.
I feel like Haitian mac tops all.
Hold on. Yeah. We got the Thanksgiving. We got Thanksgiving. And the Haitian and Jamaicans. Oh, my people gonna come for me. But I didn't grow up eating macaroni and cheese. I'm Jamaican and my parents are Jamaican. So when people say Jamaicans don't make mac and cheese, I'm sorry. I didn't grow up eating it. So we got the Thanksgiving. Haitian and Jamaican mac and cheese. Who makes the best?
Definitely Haitian. Because I feel like we put our foot into it. We put carnation milk. Any meat, like it's so good with like seasoned chicken, believe it or not, even though I don't love chicken that much. Chicken, maybe a little bit of beef. So good. And the cheeses that we use, my mom used to have her sister import cheese from Haiti to bring for her literally for her macaroni. And it tastes so good. And the carnation milk gives it a little bit of the sweetness. And you put it in the oven.
What is it called? The macaroni gratin?
Yeah, I guess they call it like gratin, macaroni or gratin, I believe is how you say it. I usually just say macaroni. We usually just say macaroni.
What about, can Americans bring their mac and cheese to the Thanksgiving?
I had to scratch my head. I mean, yes, because I like American mac, but I'm not gonna lie, I hope they don't come for me. Most of the American mac and cheese I've tried all taste pretty similar. It's just a whole bunch of cheeses and cream cheese mixed together, popped in the oven. Even Chick-fil-A, you see, no offense, Chick-fil-A has macaroni now. Some people feel like it's disgusting.
Which fast food restaurant has the best macaroni and cheese?
Fast food?
I know Popeyes has macaroni and cheese.
They do.
Chick-fil-A.
I
think Church's has mac and cheese too.
I've never had theirs, but between the ones you mentioned, Popeyes actually has really good. I like Popeyes, but it's salty. So I would choose Chick-fil-A over Popeyes mac simply because the Popeyes mac is salty. But the Popeyes mac has a better, I guess their cheese is more of a pull apart cheese versus Chick-fil-A. They probably popped it in the oven out of the freezer or something maybe. But it's good. I used to work at Chick-fil-A, so
you
know. I know.
Wait, but some people feel like Haitian mac and cheese is like a hamburger helper because y'all put
hamburger helper. We could never. What?
Haitian meat in there, so people aren't accustomed to meat in their mac and cheese.
Well, they gotta switch it up because we also put meat. We put also I think peppers and onions. Those are staples in almost everything we do too.
Yeah.
So yeah, the peppers and onions and the meat and the carnation milk give it that twist. I feel like it gives it a different twist that I think most cultures don't really have.
Right.
You know? So yeah, hamburger helper. I think I tried that once. All those little Velveeta, the quick cheese things I used to have in college. Nah. I think people can, the same amount of money you pay for the hamburger helper, you can make a little Haitian mac. Maybe even if it's not a big plate.
Yeah.
You know?
Does épices go inside of Haitian mac?
I think épices really goes inside of the meats.
Okay.
When you're creating the meats, you know, making the meats and shore, everything you do with the meat.
You said shore?
Yeah. Yeah, like the boiling process and everything, you know, cleaning out the toxins and everything.
Yeah.
So I usually use épices with that.
Okay.
The macaroni itself.
What gives it y'all flavor? I guess you said the carnation milk.
I feel like the carnation milk, the épices, the way you season the actual meat on top of the épices too. Because I personally feel like the meat and the cheeses play a huge role. Because some people use the Colby Jack. Like my cousin, she makes amazing mac. She uses Colby Jack cheese plus, is it called Gouda cheese? Plus cheese from Haiti. Like,
oh wow,
all mixed together. Plus the seasoning from the meat. And the carnation, if you choose to use that. Some people put a little coconut milk too sometimes. So, and the extra cheese on top, yeah. That's what makes a difference.
Final question. If you were vegan, what would you give it up for? Like a particular food or snack?
What would I give it up for? What do you mean? So,
like you're a vegan. Like what would you give up a vegan diet for to eat? Like a particular meat dish? Or something that has dairy products or eggs. Would you give up being a vegan for shrimp?
I would give up being vegan for oxtail.
Really?
Because I feel like oxtail, I don't eat it all the time, right? And it's just juicy and savory. And oh my gosh, turkey wings.
Haitians cook turkey wing?
Not really, but I used to make it myself. Because I have these moments where, don't get me wrong, sometimes I get tired of eating Haitian food too much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I have moments where I'm craving like soul food.
Yeah.
I've made like the collard greens,
you can cook.
The corn. I can cook. I mean, when I want to, because I don't, not all the time, but when I want to cook, yes, I definitely can cook. So I love making the turkey wings and baking it with the gravy. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
And the mac, yeah. And I put my Haitian mac on the side. So yeah, I would give it up for the turkey wings. That's what I would.
Turkey wings, not oxtail.
Both, but more so the turkey wings, baked turkey wings, smothered in gravy. You gotta have it. Even if you're vegan, you know, you might cheat a little.
I love it. Well, thank you for joining us at Conscious Cuisine Conversations. Go ahead and plug, where we can find you and, what you're going to be doing in the future. Oh, I did have a question. What is your long-term goal? Like, what's the future for you as an influencer? Like, do you see yourself doing this for the next 5 years? And what does that look like?
Yeah, so I definitely see myself doing this for the next 5 years. And I'm actually trying to pivot into not just doing the reviews and traveling and gaining, sponsorship deals, but also teaching individuals how to create content. I've actually gotten a lot of inquiries.
Yeah.
So I am working on a course for that.
Nice.
Which is dope. And also managing social media pages.
Ooh.
So that's, yeah.
Girl,
that's
come manage
something.
me.
Listen, I would love to, because I really want to help brands grow in the best light possible. Because, for example, I see, especially a lot of local, since I'm from Palm Beach, a lot of local Palm Beach restaurants, they'll have their pages, they'll Instagram and TikTok, and they'll post just random things like a text message from somebody who texted the owner, "Hey, I'm on the way tonight." And they'll just screenshot it and post it. And with no context, no caption, no hashtags, no strategy behind it. So I feel like a lot of people don't really know that with social media, you can strategically grow it if you put in the time and effort and if you really care. Because some people don't see social media as a business or a business making funnel, but it actually is. Nowadays, people, especially my Gen Z generation, they're catching on to the hype of everything. Oh, everybody talks about standing on business. So we stand on business 2024. Like that's the thing now. Everybody has these particular Yeezys and shoes. So I feel like when people are seeing a high engaged restaurant, there's a hype to it. So now they're like, "Oh, let me go try this. Oh, they got 10,000. Oh, even a hairstylist. Oh, the hairstylist has 10,000 followers, even though she could be the rudest person on earth. They're going to go to her maybe over other people because they have a larger following.
Right.
Their social media looks better.
Yeah.
But in real life, might not be good or it could be good. So I feel like that's, in a sense, especially from what we learned with COVID, social media is like the first impression that a lot of people get from who you are.
That's true.
So I think people need to more so prioritize what their social media looks like because people are always watching. Companies are always watching. So.
Okay. Yeah. So we could look out for that in the future. Some social media kits or courses. Anything else? Where can we find you on social media?
Yes. So you can find me www.ggthriveguide.com. So that's my website. I actually launched last year. Social media, Instagram @ggthriveguide and YouTube and TikTok as well. So the same @name ggthriveguide. So yeah, people can find me through there, DM, message. I don't bite. I respond. I think I respond fairly well. Yeah.
All right. Thank you for joining us. Until next time. Bye.
Yes. Thank you.